Okay, I will show you how I sew my arrow block. I have cut it out, and this is a little bigger because I have used my yellow rolls, and I think that's okay. You have it on 2.5 by 2.5 inch instead for 2 by 2. So I think my block will be 7 or 8, 7, I think. Okay, and I have put it like this. I can take it down a little bit. You can see I have 4, and I have 4, and I have 4. So I will sew them together, all of them, and then I sew them. So this part of the block I will sew first, then I take the next part, and then I sew all the block together. So here we go. So I take my block and I will put it like this, and I thinking, and I will take this one, and I will take this one, the brown one, and then I'm sewing this. So, and I will have my quilting foot. Here we have it. Here I have my quilting foot, and I will put my needle to the left, to the right, and I will have it on 9. My sewing machine have 9, and I make a small scant 1/4 inch, so it will be good when I'm sewing. And I have, think I have it on 2 by 10. So here we go. And then I take this one, and I take this one. So I have this 4 will be one part of the block, okay? So I sewing them, and then I take the brown, and I will have them right to right. So here we have them, and here we go. I will put them so they will be good. And then I take this one brown, and I will take one of this. So we have them, so they will lie correctly. Then I take the brown. So I take them. So. And then I take this, and I need to remember that this flower will be up when I'm sewing. And then I take my last brown, and then I take this, and then I will cut them. But I will cut, so I have 2 of them all the time. So here we have them. And I will put the brown, I will put you in so you can see. I will have the brown, the part that is the first one, I press it on left. And this I press to the right, okay? And then I fold it like this, and then I can sew it. and I have them together like this. So I have my seam will meet here. I can feel it. And here we go. And I make the same. The first one on the left and the other one to the right. So, and then I put them together and then I sew them like this, and I can feel it. It's, yeah, here we have them. And we take the next one. And I will make so with the other free part of the block. So when I have sewn this, so I have all of my 4 pieces finished, okay? So I don't need to start over every time. So I sew this. And we have the last one and the first one to the right, left, sorry, and the next to the right. And here we go. So, and then I will try so it will be good. Yeah. And here we go. And here we have the first part of them. And I will show you what I will do now. I will cut this in the middle. And then I will open it like this. And I open this one so I can press it so it looks like a windmill. You can see they are going on the same way. So, and when we are quilting this in the middle, it will not be thick. It's easy to quilt over it, okay? So I will do that on this one too, cut it, and I will open it like this. And here we go. I have this and I can press it. I finger press it to start. And then when I'm finished, I will press them. So, and here we go. So you have to decide when you are sewing the first one, if you will have it on the right or left when you are pressing it. And I start always with the left. So, and here we have. So now I have sewn my first 4 pieces like this. So you can see, and I will sew the other one and then I'm coming back. Okay, here we have, I have the dark one, the middle one, and the light one. So we sew them all 4 together like this. So now I will take this one and I will put it so it will be good. And I sew this first and I sew this first. And then I take the other 3 on the same time. Okay, so here we have it. Like this. So here we go. I can take this one first so you can see how I am sewing it. And then I sew my other 3 I have left. So, and here we go. And I see, so it will be good here. So I can feel it so it lies straight, okay? And then we take this one, and I can feel, so it will be good, yes. And I cut this time, and we do like we did before. We put it on the left, the overs, this, and this we take on the right. I hope it will be good. I think so. And we have to see, yes. And here we go. And we are looking, so they are okay. And here we have the middle. And I will put it so it will be good. And here we have the next one, so I can feel it, so it lies edge to edge. Let's see. And then we I will cut this. I have no scissors, so I take my ripper. And now we open it like we did before. And then we will take it. And yes, it will be good. The same like we did with the small one. So it's the same. We make the same all the time. And here we have it. I think that's very nice. And we press it. You can see. I will press it, and then I will make my design. So I'm coming back. Okay, I forgot to record this, but I have put my block that I have put them like this. I will show you. We take it like this. You can see I have showed like, so I have the dark one in the middle. So the arrow go from the outside and in, and outside and in. So now I have sewn them together like we did with all of them. Blocks. And now I will put it exactly like I did before, and I will see so my seams will be okay. So here we go. This is the last seam I will have, and then I will quilt this. And I think I have some design in my head, you know. And here we go. So they are corrected. And here we have this one. And yes, you can see I have pressed them. And now I will press this one. And we will do the same in the middle. So we cut this little thread we have in the middle, and then we open it like we did before. And now we have this one, and this is the big one. So we can press it down. And here we have the other big one. So we press it down like this. So, and now I will press it, and then I will take my batting, and then I will have my batting, and I will have my back and then I'm coming back. Okay, I will use this one, and I will use number 4, is 4 Spinifex feather. So I will use that, and I will use my yarn. I like my yarn. So right now I'm in yarn time. And I take down my presser foot, I take down my needle and up my needle. Then I take my yarn behind my thread, and then I draw it a little bit, and then I take down my needle, and then I take up my presser foot, and then I can draw it like this. So here we have the yarn. That's good. And the yarn is in the middle with the thread, and I will take my thread like this, and then I will put my presser foot down, and I will try to come in the middle, and here we have the middle. I take down my needle, and I'm sewing some tucking stitches on the place. So here we have the middle. So, and then I will have my ruler, and I will lift it a little bit like this. So, okay, wait a minute, I think it was the wrong side. I will have it, I will see. No, it was correct. I think my presser foot is not cool. I have to screw it a little bit because it was not hard enough. So I think that's good. So now we have it, but I think it's feel not good. Yes, it's okay. So it's my brain that not is good. It's morning. And here we go. So I have my line, and then we go from the bottom up to A, and I go slowly, and here I rotate my fabric, not the ruler, and I follow it. I go slowly because I think that's very good, and you can have a nice result. Okay, and then I go down. Yeah, and now I can cut this, so I don't need to have that. I need to take my scissor. Du kan ligga kvar. Sorry. Here we have it. So, and now I will measure, so it will be good. So I have my line, and I think I have to go down a little bit, 1 stitch. So yes, and here we have the middle, and I can see my I take it off. So, and you can see here we have the line, and we can see it's on the middle there, and here we have this one, and we can sew down to the middle. So I have it like this. So I use my seams so I can follow it. I turn it around, and you can see here we have the middle, and here we can go up. And now we go to A. And I turn my fabric, and then we go. And you can feel when you're sewing on the yarn, and that's very important. So this one is much easier. You can see we have to take one more, And here we have the is. I can take one more. So now we have the middle, we have the middle, we have all the lines on the seam. So we go down to the middle. And we stop in the middle, and then we turn the fabric around, and we can move it so it's on the right place. And then we go up. And we turn it. Wow, I think this is so nice. Can you see? And we stop. And then we have to go to B, and we have to see where we have this line, and you can see maybe we have to take one more. It's only few stitches. So we can see, here we have it. Yes, we can go to the middle. And then I turn it again, and then I can move it so it's so correct. You can see here we have the line and we have the line. So here we go. So I start slowly. And then I turn it, and here we go. And here we go. So yes, you can use the yarn on most of all of us rulers, but it can be a little tricky. But I think that's very good. Here we have that, and here we go down. And we go to the middle, and then we turn it, and here we can fix so it will be straight, and here we go. And here we have this one, and we go to A, like this. And then we make the same. We take it, and we have this line, and we can see we have to go down a little bit because we don't are in the middle. And now I think we are in the middle, and here we go down. And I think we can go down a little bit like this. So we have the middle, nice. And here we can look, yes, we have this one, and we can put it, we can take. Yeah, here we have it. And then we go. Uh-oh, I move it a little bit, but I can put it up so I can see, so I have it on the right place. So here we have it. Yes. So and we have it like this, and here we go to A. And then we take this again, and this time is much easier because we have this, and you can see we have to go slowly, and we can have it. You have the right straight line here, and we fix that later. So here we go. We go down to the middle, and I take one more stitch, and then we turn it, and here we go. So now I can have it so it's like correctly. Yes, and here we go. and then we turn the fabric, and I hold my ruler, and then we take this one, and this is on the diagonal, and I have this one, and I have to take one more step. Yes, here we have it. That's perfect. And now we go down to the middle, and then we turn it around, and you can see it's perfect this time. And we go. I turn my fabric, and here we go. And you can see we are at the end, and you can take small stitches, and now we have them together, and we have to go to the middle because we start in the middle. So we have 2 times on this too. So here we go. And now we are in the middle. So we can take some tacking stitches, and then here we go. We cut it. Wow, look. I think this is so nice. Look. That's very nice. Yeah, it's very nice on the back side too. So that's good. And now I will figure out what I will have on the rest of it. So I'm coming back. Okay, I will use this one, and you can see here we have some arrows. So I have my pin here, and I will sew on this one. So I will start here, so, and I will start here, and I go up and I go back, and then I'm sewing with my after here and go to the next line, and then I make my, and then I go back, and then we go to the next, and we make this all the way around, so we have it on this. So here we go. And I don't use my yarn. I only use my yellow gold thread from my embroidery thread, and I will have striped seam, not zigzag this time, and I hope I can take up my bobbin. Come on. No, it's too small, so we have to go one more time. Here we have it. So, and here we go, and I will try to take it up. Here we have it, yes. And then I put my presser foot down, and I go back, and here we will go. So I have my needle, yes, and I will look so it's straight. So I will measure, so it's okay. You can see here we have it, and here we have it. So here can we go. So we follow it all the way, and then I'm going back on the same, I hope. Like this. So here we have it.
Okay, we have one more video here queued up. Let me get that going, and we'll finish this up.
And now I will move it so we follow. And then I will go to the next line. Here we have it, so it will go, here we have the line, okay? And I can go back, so I am in the middle. So, and here we go. We go on this and then we go back, okay? I think it have moved a little bit, so I will put it so it will be good again. Like this. So, and then I move. So, and then we take the next one. It's that arrow we have here, and here we go. And then I try to go, maybe I can take up my, sorry, press the foot a little bit, I think so. So yes, I think that's good. So it's go easier, yeah, I think that's what's good. And you can see this take, so I can take it out and then I go back. Come on. Okay. My needle have gone out. Okay, my needle, my pin was going away. So I have to fix my pin. Where are you? I'm back. Okay, here we go. I think it looks good, and here we go. And now I am at this place. Yes. And now we go to the next arrow, and here we have the next line. Here we have it. So, and here we go. And here we go. And then we go to the next one. And I know it will be here. And yes, here we have it. And I know it will go out on this one. And that's okay. And then we go back. So here we have, I think that's very nice. And we can take and we can follow it, so we can go over this one more time, so it's like this. And then we take the thread, okay? And then we take the next corner. And we put the pin in this corner. Yeah. Here we have it. I think so. Yeah, that's correct. And then we go this too. And here we have the straight line. And I will first have it like this.
We can move.
Yeah.
And here we go.
And we can measure, so it's okay. Yeah, here we have it.
And we can cut this. We don't need them
Yeah.
anymore.
And then we go.
So, and then we move to B.
I will
And
start
then
this
we
time
have
here.
our lines.
I think
So
that's
we have
good.
middle, and we have the lines.
And then
So
we
it's
go.
very important that
So have we
make
the
all
half
lines
circle,
this time.
okay? And then we go.
So, so and we put it on and we have one left.
I will use this one. This
And
is
then
Story
we
Night.
are going like this.
Star
Yeah,
connector, but I
think we
will
have
make some
made
circle here. So I will start. I
So
know
we are starting in the middle
that
and
I
then
will have
moving.
6
And
or
now
7.
I hope
I'm
we
taking the
are
first time,
on the right.
and I will
I think
see.
so.
Do I
And
have
we
it like
Here we have
this? No, I will
And
have
if you
next
want,
one.
you
Here we
can,
have it. So I go
taking
on
stitches
this way.
like
So I
this.
think I
You
will
take
start
your yarn
here,
and we are going a little bit up,
and I can
and then
move
you
it
can
a little bit, and then we
it's
start.
okay. You can cut thread and you can cut the yarn.
So I
And
always
nobody
go on the back side because I will go
So and
in.
now we are cutting it. And after that,
And now
can
we go around it this
our-
time, and here we go.
Okay. So now look, wow. So I take you out a little bit. Look,
And here we go. Look,
I think this is very
that's
very nice.
not perfect, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's perfect.
That's good.
We can
Right.
say so.
I think
And here we
very
go.
good. So we use spin fix feather with yarn.
So I think that's good. So I think that's very good. So I have to bind it. Yeah, I will have some binding on it. I don't think I will have much more on it. I think that's good. And maybe I will make something in the binding. I have to think. Okay, I will have my binding, and I will have this. This is from the same yellow roll. I have used yellow rolls on this quilt. I don't know, maybe I will have it like a table runner, but I will have a little wider binding. So I will have my binding like this. So I think it's about a half inch. I think it can be, yeah, about, not quite, but I think so. I will use this one. I will show you. I will use this one. This is from So Steady, and you have it when you make circle with a yellow glider. So I will use that. I like this. So I will put it so it will be like this. And now I can
Hi everyone, I'm going to go ahead and play a one last video for you today, and it's going to be our Westerly Decorative Thread Ruler Foot video. This is a great video that's going to take you through how to use your decorative thread ruler foot while you are quilting. I'm going to actually head back over. I'm going to see where we were at on this previous video, and then we'll finish up with Nan's video. But I wanted to jump over and have you just understand this decorative thread ruler foot a little bit more, and we thought that this would be the time to do it.
Hi, I'm Nanne West from Westerly Design, and I'm going to show you our decorative thread ruler foot. As many of you will know, my husband Bill and I created the first one-piece ruler foot for domestic sewing machines, made to fit just about all domestic machines. At the same time that we made our ruler foot, we began working on a decorative thread foot. We wanted a thread that we could sew very, very fine threads through to thicker threads without the need to change to different threads. One of the problems that I found when doing testing was that often the threads would not be caught. So you would sew down and come around a curve and the threads would be hanging loose. And the reason for this is we're working going around in a circle. And unless you can carry the thread so that it gets caught by a straight stitch as it goes around, you are going to wind up with a lot of threads that are hanging loose. We also wanted to have one decorative thread ruler foot. We didn't want 3 for different size threads, we just wanted 1. So we're going to show in this video how we sew different threads using 1 foot and being able to go around the curves. When we teach quilting with rulers and templates, we teach you to keep your fabric in one plane and move, keeping the fabric staying square with the machine. What we're going to do doing this is we will now chase the template. So we will turn, we'll sew down a section, stop, then turn our fabric so that our foot keeps running in a position, come back. We're going to pretty much be running straight in, turn our fabric so that the feet of the machine, and that way we can get these threads to catch down. But when you sew with decorative threads, it's fine when we're using a big thick thread to use a straight stitch. But if I want to sew something finer, then I put my machine into a zigzag, and we'll explain that. This one has been sewn using a thread which we've attached down with a fine zigzag. I actually like the effect on the back of my quilt, but it makes it possible to sew so many more threads by using that zigzag. This one here has been sewn down using a straight stitch. The thread's thick enough so that my stitches will drop into it. This one is using another slightly thicker thread, and this one again has been sewn using a straight stitch. This one we have some backtracking on, and that works. This is a finer silk knitting yarn, and I've sewn that one down using the zigzag again. So by having the ability to use a zigzag or a straight stitch gives us much more scope with what we can use. Decorative threads, I say use them to do a highlight on a quilt. I wouldn't do lots of lines coming back and forth, because when I do my travel stitches, they're going to show up a lot if I do it there. So this is using a flat braid. This was sewn down with a straight stitch. So they're the 2 options that we have. And I'll just grab another sample which shows you a lot of different threads. On this sample, which we'll just move through slowly, I've used 33 different threads. This one here is a cord. It's quite stiff and hard. I could not sew that with a straight stitch, so it's got a zigzag. This is quite a fine thread, and it has the zigzag. This one's using a straight stitch. This is another silk, knitting yarn. This one here is a slightly rounded braid, and if I sew that with the straight stitch, it comes out looking very strange. So it's got the zigzag. This is a wider braid, and this one has the straight stitch going through the middle. This one here is a really little fluffy, spiky, metallic thread, and sewn with a straight stitch, it just missed everywhere. But sewn with the zigzag, it's caught down all the way through. Another braid, this braid here has been sewn with a straight stitch, and that one's been sewn with a zigzag. So you can choose which way you want to go. This one here, you can see the grey thread I've used. It's quite a firm, round thread again. This is something I like to play with, which is a really stranded embroidery thread, and it just falls apart. If I use a zigzag, it all holds together beautifully. When I use a straight stitch on that, it splits those stranded threads. Another gold, which is a very fine thread, zigzag. And then here we've used, check out the back, a zigzag on this one. So a lot of them are zigzags, some are straight. The thicker the thread, the easier to use a straight stitch. When we get to the finer threads, go to the zigzags. This one here is a 12-ply wool, and it's got a metallic through it, and I just sewed a zigzag over the top of that one. This is quite a chunky knitting yarn, and that was sewn with a straight stitch. Another metallic, using zigzags again. So you can see how the different threads behave using either a straight stitch or a zigzag. I've used a thread which most of the time sort of blends in with these. I did use only one coloured thread to do all of these. You could use it so it blends exactly with that yarn that you're using, or you can have it become another feature to your quilting. Our decorative thread ruler foot comes in low shank, high shank, and medium shank. Our decorative thread ruler foot has a unique keyhole which our thread runs through. This keyhole is what makes it possible to use thin threads to thick threads and have the threads caught all the way through using rulers and templates. The foot comes with instructions. In the instructions, we explain about straight stitches and zigzags. You'll see in here a couple of times where I've written, before stitching, make sure the needle clears the DTRF, which is our decorative thread ruler foot, by hand turning the flywheel, bringing the needle up and down to make sure it clears the acrylic center. Because our foot is made of metal, you have no flexing in the foot, and therefore you are safe to do this technique. I'm now going to put the machine into a zigzag, and we'll sew it with a zigzag stitch. This is why we say to turn the hand wheel. I'll put it into the zigzag stitch. If I turn my hand wheel, you can watch where the needle's going to jump across over here. So it's telling me my zigzag is far too wide. I like to use about 1.5 zigzag, which brings it in. Then I'm going to shift my needle across so it comes back into center. We're at the widest point over there. So now when I hand turn, my stitch is going to drop there. We'll go back another one. This is why we hand turn. And now my needle is clearing the foot on both sides. You'll get used to knowing where the position of your machine sits and where to put it. Some machines you probably won't be able to put them into that zigzag because they'll have just a left or a right zigzag, and then you won't be able to center it back like I did with this one. But we're going to now sew this down with a zigzag. So my stitches are clearing the foot all the way through. And as you can see, that thread is being zigzagged over the whole way down. When you are doing decorative thread work, make sure that you have the thread pulling loosely in front of your work, and that way it will be able to flow nicely. We're keeping it in that keyhole. So my thread is being carried. I don't have to think terribly much about it. It's just riding in that keyhole space. We'll get to the end, we'll stop. Turn it round. Always keep that so that you're running. You can be slightly off on it. Doesn't have to be perfectly running in line. But what you're trying to do is catch the thread with every stitch. Because if you miss those threads, the thread with the stitches, you'll wind up with a very messy looking decorative thread that is not held down all the way through. I'm keeping my hand out of the way for you. I usually have my hand up here and then you can't see what I'm doing, so I'll go back to having my hand further down. And we're just going to go around this one using the zigzag. I'll get to the end. When I stop here, I'm going to go back to doing the straight stitch again. So I'll bring my needle up, put my machine back into straight stitch, move my needle to the position that it is normally in, and I'll again make sure that I clear that keyhole. I know I'm straight stitching, so that's going to be fine. And we'll do another straight stitch down on here. Then we'll show you how to go around a template which has a curve, and this one we're dropping back into the center. If I'm not stitching in the center of this, it's going to miss that thread and it will not hold it down. When we've finished sewing using a decorative thread, I have a large-eyed needle with a sharp point, and I feed my thread back in as I would with the tails. So that's the end of that done. It's held down everywhere. There isn't a part that we missed. On the back, and I forgot to put batting on this, which backing fabric on this, which is interesting. But there's our zigzag stitch. There is our straight stitch. We're going to sew with this silver thread, which is quite a fine thread, so I'm going to use the zigzag technique. I've brought my top and bottom threads up. Bill wanted me to show you this again. I'm actually going to hold it at the back because my hand gets in the way, so for the camera. Bring the needle down, bring it up again. Now, pulling on the tails that we normally have, it will bring that top decorative thread through. So there's my decorative thread gone through. I'm going to hang on to all three tails, line it up in the center, bring my needle down as we normally do. I want my template so it rides to the front, like I said before. So we're going to line up the spin effects here. I'm going to be moving the template and fabric at the same time. We are working in free motion, so when we're zigzagging, it is our movement that is creating the length of the zigzag. The machine is creating the zigzag going back, sideways, left and right, and our movement is creating the stitch length once again. And I'm turning my fabric and template together as I'm moving it forward. After you've done this a couple of times, it is quite easy to stop here. We're now going to turn the whole lot round and come down from the other side. So what I'm trying to do is keep my thread running so that the thread is in the keyhole, and as I sew, my fabric and template are moving. Turn it round again. Just move these tails out of the way. Come down. When I'm doing the spin effects with decorative threads, I'm not going to start at position 1 and work to the next one. I'm actually definitely going to come down, stop. I will now turn my template so it's going to come in the opposite side. That way I'm not going to have the threads going back and forth and causing extra build-up. So once we're back in the correct position, we're going to start at the top again. We want this thread to be caught as best we can. So by moving fabric and template together, you can see, I'm not sure if Bill's drilling down so you can actually see that that needle is dropping either side of those threads. We'll stop here, turn it again. we're going to sew down the next one. A thread this fine is difficult to couch at the best of times, but couching whilst you're trying to do ruler work where it's not like art quilting or thread painting, I can go over and over my couching threads when I'm thread painting as many times as I like to make sure it's held down. When I'm doing ruler work, I don't have that luxury. I have to make sure I get it caught down the first time, because we cannot go back and forth, because it just will not look very pretty. So we'll go down and do the next one. Again, keeping that line running. So I hope you can see how I'm turning fabric and template together. They stay together quite nicely. Stop here again. Turn the whole lot. If when you turn you do take it offline, it's easy, just put it back in the correct position and keep going. So we're going to come down this one. Stop here, give it a turn. When you feel that it's starting to get away from you, just stop. It's like all of our quilting. Don't try and battle to keep something happening when you know you'd be better off stopping, repositioning your hands. We've always taught that with our quilting with rulers and templates. Repositioning is really easy. Trying to chase something around is not so easy. And this will be the fourth one. There are certain templates which will be easier to do with decorative threads than others, and certain techniques. Using decorative threads and doing template quilting is absolutely fabulous. One little tip that I'm going to show you, which I like to do, is if Bill can follow me up with this spool of thread. Thread's down here. Okay, my thread's just sitting here, and I spool out thread onto the piece I'm working on. To keep the thread out of my way, I will put it onto my thread holder at the top. Then I'll just spool out a few bits of thread as it goes. So we're going to come back and keep sewing this one. As I said, normally I keep my finger somewhere around here, just loosely holding that thread, because it's got a lot of kink in it. I want to make sure it stays in that keyhole. And here we go down, we're back in the center. I'll stop here. We'll cut these threads off. And we have one beautifully couched down decorative thread. It is caught all the way through. As I said, this is quite a fine thread. With a straight stitch, I would miss that thread all the way. It would be caught here and there every so often. I've played with using couching feet on my machines, just the standard couching feet that you can buy, and found that going one way you'll catch it a lot, going the other way you don't, and you can miss 2 or 3 inches and not even notice. With this technique, we don't want to be missing those 2 or 3 inches at all, because it will sit quite strangely on our quilt. I'll just take those away, and we'll put one more thread in and do another. I'll finish the spin effects off in a different thread. I'm going to show you using a stranded embroidery thread. What happens if I use a straight stitch to go through that embroidery thread is this embroidery thread tends to separate like that. So I have 6 separate strands. And when I'm using a straight stitch to do something like this, the needle will go between those strands and it will pop up out all over the place looking like that, and it's quite ugly. Whereas to have it like this looks really pretty, especially when you're playing with the metallics, which this is one of their metallics. Again, I'll show you how to bring that thread through the hole. Take the thread, pull it back so that it's caught on that top thread, come down, bring your needle back up, pull your top and bottom thread tails, it will go through the hole by itself. We're going to use a grey thread here, the same one as I've been using, and you will actually see my zigzag stitches appear on here much more than before. We're just going to put a spin effects in going into the 4 corners this time. Same thing as before, coming down, so we're following that the template line, and my thread is going to stitch either side of my decorative thread. Stop, give it a turn, and it's got a little zigzag that's going to show up in the grey on top of it. As we said, this is not a technique that everyone's going to want to use, and some machines you won't be able to do this zigzag, but you can use the straight stitch, and you'll find the threads that work really well with that straight stitch. Generally your thicker threads, the braids, the threads that are the flat braids, which are gorgeous, things like this thread don't behave well with a straight stitch because it splits. But try it, find out which ones you like to use. I can tell you something looks great, you might like something else. You might find a thread I haven't tried. Boucle threads will go through here. Some of the twisted threads with knots in them will go through here quite happily, because we're working on a zigzag. We have the keyhole at the front, which is doing the job of keeping our thread running in the correct position, and we're not having to rely on having a very tiny hole to run through and catch with a straight stitch. I'll show you a thread in a moment which is quite different. So we're back in the center, and I'll just keep sewing these and we'll come back when I'm finished. This is our block finished. I've used 3 different decorative threads and showing you a straight stitch and a zigzag using a stranded thread, which would normally cause a lot of problems. These are metallics and they all have their different reasons for why some work better than others. This is a beautiful metallic that I said I'd show you. It's round and very firm, and it does couch down beautifully, but you need to use this with a zigzag, because if you try to run a needle through this, it will go sideways all over the place. Doing a straight stitch on this particular thread is not fun, but when it couches down, it is really pretty. So if you have a thread that you really think would look nice in your quilt, try it on a scrap of fabric. It is for adding that sparkle, the pop. It's for giving another definition to your quilt. When you're doing template quilting, doing your decorative thread work, then cutting away gives a whole nother element again to your quilting. So I hope you enjoy playing with our decorative thread ruler foot. There's so much you can do, and I was going to say before, that's grey on the pink, and I think it looks quite nice. Bill's got to come down and find it for me. The grey stitching in the zigzag over the pink gives you another element to it. If I had matched that pink thread up with the one I was sewing down, it'd disappear. Even though it's a zigzag, it would still disappear. So I hope you enjoy playing with our decorative thread ruler foot. Again, as I said, we have made it in low shank, high shank, and medium shank, and to do threads from 12 weight threads all the way up to 12, 14 ply wools. It's about as far as I went. I don't think I have anything thicker. Just one decorative thread ruler foot is all you need to do your ruler work. Remember, with the templates, there are some templates that are going to be easier to use than others to do this technique, but try it, find out what works. You might find something that I haven't thought of working. Tiny little circles. I don't think I'd do 1/2-inch circles with it, but somebody out there will. So enjoy.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We're so excited to be able to share those videos with you. I did give you a teaser video of a template that we didn't quite release yet, but I will tell you that those two templates that we showed, the wave and the back-to-back, are both available independently. So don't worry, you can actually get the spin effect, this Circles on Quilt spin wave #1, which is one that Nanne showed in that video at the end. You should be able to purchase that separately without any issue. And then the back-to-back template, I think it's 2-1, is also available independently. We just didn't combine them because we decided not to put that in the box, and we gave you some other fun templates in that box this time. So Nanne got to play with it though, so you got to see her version. So spinning wave #1 was used. All of these videos are available on the Sew Steady University. So if you are one of our club members, you should be able to log in, access your ruler class, your Elevate Ruler class for Aero Block, and be able to dive into those videos right away, including this amazing video that you can actually watch anytime on the YouTube as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this today. We'll look forward to having another class with Mindy tomorrow, where she'll be creating the Aero quilt, and then we'll be doing a separate class where she'll be doing the embroidery quilting on it. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much.